Welcome back to Definitely Not Definitive. I'm Ken.
And I'm Bethany.
And this is The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 7. Apparently, the finale for Season 2. Can't believe that it's only 7 episodes. And so, like I predicted a couple episodes ago when I thought there's no way they're wrapping this up, I thought it was going to be a little bit longer. But yeah, my prediction is people are going to be very upset with the way this ends.
Yeah. I feel like if you played the game, maybe there's a way that they will wrap it up that will make sense to you to be sort of like the bandage of like, okay, I'm not satisfied with this being a finale and having to wait, I don't know, a year before the next season comes out, but like I can accept it because I understand it. But if you've never played the game and you don't know what's coming, I feel like it's hard to imagine there's a way they can wrap this up for a season 2 finale that's not going to piss people off.
Yeah. Yeah, the people that haven't seen it. Like I'm glad you clarified that. Because if you played the game, I think if it ends the way I think it's going to end, then let's just get to it. All right.
It's gonna hurt.
It already fucking hurts. Can't let me die.
Yeah, I know.
No, you don't.
Listen, if I pull it, it's gonna tear an artery.
How do you know that? What if it's the wrong way?
I know where the arteries are.
Oh, you don't get out of doctor.
Dina, shut up! I got you.
He's got you, but it is going to suck.
Yeah, and he's got to focus. I know give her something to bite down on.
It's gonna help. Have some.
I said no.
Just fucking tell him. Oh, actually, no. He's got to focus. Don't tell him.
Yeah.
No, just do it.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Was it metal? Like he couldn't snap it? So it was less to push through?
Well, I think you wanted as much to push through as possible, and then you can break and tear it out on both sides if you want to, but you don't want to like...
Yeah. Oh, because it hadn't gone through her leg yet. That's
Exactly.
what, okay.
I'll make sure you have enough to push it through.
Yep.
What happened to you?
Dina!
No, close that door and lock that door.
Yeah.
Where were you?
Dude, close the door and bar the door.
Let me see. The baby.
Yeah, the baby's not in her leg. I know, Bucky, it's tough. It's a tense scene.
Sit over there. Shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna tell me what happened? I found more. Does she know where Abby is?
Yes, but she only said 2 words. Whale and then wheel.
What does that mean?
I made her talk. I thought it would be harder to do, but it wasn't. I just kept hurting her. I left her.
Maybe she got what she deserved.
That's a fate worse than death. You probably should have killed her for mercy kill.
Maybe she did it. It was a long time ago. There was a Firefly base in Salt Lake City. They had a hospital there. They were gonna use me to make a cure. But it meant that I would have died. And Joel found out. And he killed everyone in the hospital. He killed Abby's father. He was a doctor. And Joel shot him in the head to save me.
So that's why they came.
Yep.
Did you know who they were?
But she does know.
But I knew what he did. I'm sorry.
For Dina, it's not going to change anything.
We need to go home.
Oh? Okay. It's fair.
You have an extra 9mm? Thanks.
It's for good luck.
Not sure it's been working for you.
I'm alive.
I can do this alone
Sure.
if you want Ellie to stay.
No.
The rendezvous point's not far. We should be back well before sundown.
Okay. Good.
Where's the rendezvous?
Bookstore.
You ever gonna tell me how you found the theater?
You ever gonna tell me what happened to you last night? We followed the likeliest path into the city. Found the place you stashed Shimmer. She's still there, doing all right. Not that you asked. Then we saw the WLF sign on the TV station. Figured that's where you went.
Glad they didn't kill Shimmer in this.
Yeah, me too.
Look, I know you're angry.
Last night, Dina said, I can't die. Not, I don't want to die. I can't. And then I offered her whiskey and she refused.
Weird, I don't know why.
Yes, you do. I'm not stupid and I'm not blind.
It's true.
And I bet she even tells you things she wouldn't tell me, like how she's pregnant.
Fuck. Oh shit, you were guessing?
Yep.
Look, she's obviously gonna tell you. None of this has to change things between us.
Well, how about this for something new? I'm gonna be a father, which means I can't die. But because of you, we're stuck in a war zone. So how about we skip the apologies and just go find Tommy so I can get us and my kid the fuck out of Seattle?
So yeah, he's mad at you.
Yeah, with very, very good reason.
Yeah. Feel her love.
I guess so. I don't know.
One takes her position, and the other one dies.
You piece of shit! She has me through this storm. Now I've been stressed. She got me. She got me. She got me. Wait!
Oh my god.
Just talked about how you need to survive. And these aren't infected people. You can die.
These people are shooting each other, lynching each other, ripping each other's guts out. Even the kids. I am not dying out here. Not for any of them. This is not our war.
Getting yourself killed isn't going to do anything to help that kid.
Costco!
Let's go.
Yep, it's a great place to hold up.
It would be.
Even in the apocalypse, they still have a $1.99 hot dog deal.
Melissa and Christy are saying the storm's a convergence zone. Orders have been relayed verbally. Everything's set. We'll start the staggered loading.
Any word on Abby?
Not since yesterday. And we still haven't found Owen. Mel is missing now, too.
So her entire crew just disappears. Tonight of all nights.
We still have Manny.
Well, we have a lot of Mannies, don't we? And enough Owens and Mels, but only one Abby.
She's a good soldier, great even. But we have an entire fucking army out there, and you're acting like she's the most important. You in love with her or something? You wouldn't be the first old man to...
Okay. No.
I'm in love with her body count. How many scars she's killed.
By the time the sun comes up tomorrow, there's a very good chance you'll be dead. There's an even better chance I'll be dead.
Okay.
So then what happens to that entire fucking army out there who, despite their badass name, are very much sheep? Who leads them? Who secures our future? It was supposed to be her.
It's a cool layer they've added
she's
to it.
fucked off, Isaac. So maybe it wasn't.
She's jealous. She wanted it to be her.
And if the assumption is that she's already second in command and she'd be dead too, then a second in command, I'm sure she at least wanted to say and who would be the runner-up.
Exactly. Sesame Street lives on.
Listen, about me and her, I don't really know what to say.
Right now, we got a lot of problems. Like a wounded pregnant girl, maybe Tommy's dead, maybe we'll be dead. So let me at least just get this one off the table. Yes, I love her. Not the way you do. Remember that group that stopped by Jackson for a few weeks on their way south to Mexico?
Yeah, they had some decent shit to trade.
There was this girl with them. She's a couple years older than me. I don't know if you remember. She was selling paintings, like landscapes and shit.
Were they good?
No,
They suck.
I bought 4 of them. That fucking feeling. When you're falling for someone and they're falling right back. Best 2 weeks of my life. But she couldn't stay, so she asked me to go with them instead. And I wanted to, more than anything.
But he couldn't abandon his family.
Then why didn't you?
Because the people of Jackson took me in, raised me, cared for me. Because everyone there is counting on me to be the next Maria. Because I was taught to put other people first.
Okay. You're St. Jesse of Wyoming, and everyone else is a fucking asshole.
Kind of.
I go with that girl to Mexico. Who saves her ass in Seattle? Sniper. It's gotta be Tommy. This is South Lake. There's 2 piers right here. Pack your shit. We're going up. You hear that? It's in the right direction. I don't see an easy way north, but if he got there, it means we can
Whales.
too. Ellie.
The whale.
What?
She's in the fucking aquarium.
Who?
Abby, the one who killed Joel, she's in the aquarium. It's too far to swim. We need a boat.
What are you talking about?
What?
Ellie, Tommy's over there. That's where we're going.
You don't know that's him.
Ellie.
You weren't listening to his story at all.
3 more people have voted with you. You'd be coming with me.
He
didn't vote.
for you.
Yeah.
I voted no.
Why?
Because everything you do for you. It wasn't in the best interest of the community.
Fuck the community! All you do is talk about the fucking community, you hypocrite! Let me tell you about my community. My community was beaten to death in front of me while I was forced to fucking watch. So don't look at me like you're better than me, or like you'd do anything differently if you were in my shoes, because you're not, and you wouldn't.
I really hope you make it.
That was a really good scene.
Yeah.
It's the dock at the start of the game. You really think you could be able to shoot them from that distance in this weather at night?
Holy shit, that is a lot of additional...
Mm-hmm.
Damn, and they are just full, brimming with people.
Time to go to the Seraphied Island.
God, how can this be the finale of the season?
I know. Well, it is teasing out stuff to come for next season, for those who played the game. No way. No way I would get in that fucking boat in that weather. You have no idea how much gas is in there.
Don't think Ellie's like...
No, I know.
Thinking the most rational at the moment.
I get it. I get it. I'm just saying she's gutsier than I am.
I mean, I think if there hadn't been a boat, she would have thought about swimming. That's where her headspace is at right now. Cool shot.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap baskets. You're gonna tell, yeah.
No, you can't go head sideways. You gotta go head on.
And even then, I don't know that she would have stood a chance with that wave.
I don't think so. And that's how Ellie died. It would have been funny if they just would have rolled the credits right there.
Oh, shit. Hi, little dude.
Huh.
I don't think it's gonna end where we thought it was gonna end.
No. I wonder if they're changing some shit. Oh! You don't even offer her to repent?
I mean, the kid said gutter, so...
Yeah. He has spoken. The child prophet.
The village. The village! Leave her!
I mean, they're ready to kill her, so they're just gonna leave her. They wouldn't just take the frickin' scythe thing that they have and just slice her throat. You can't waste those 5 seconds.
Well, it wouldn't be their ceremony.
Then killing is all right, because I guess it's not really killing. It's
religious purity.
Yeah, it's releasing them. Yeah. That was odd. I guess they just added it to tease what's to come.
Yeah.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, I feel like they're muddying the timeline a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope teasing out something to come and not reversing. You know. And doing this while everything is wet. While she's soaking wet.
That's real smart drying that off. I would, again, sorry, Ellie's better than me. I would have not thought to clean that up and dry it off. Makes sense, but...
Something they never show you in the action movies. So
yeah.
This is the first time I mean, we're not kind of experts by any means, but maybe this is the first time they're dealing with sort of the reality of what you would need to do.
Ooh, bunch of stuff there's teasing.
It's Abby.
Of course you have a choice, and so do I. And I'm choosing no also because it's Abby.
Fine, I'll do it on my own, like always. I can make it there and back in 30. If you're still here, you can get on board and keep going with us.
Fuck you, Owen.
Yeah.
Hands up. Where's Abby?
You gotta be kidding me. Okay, easy. I'm the one who kept you alive, right? We don't know where she is.
You were just talking about her, so yes, you fucking do. You, bring me that map. You're gonna point to where Abby is. And then you're gonna do it in a better fucking match. You have 5 seconds.
She's gonna kill us either way.
No, I won't. Because I'm not like you.
I mean, he did just say that he let you live, though.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll show you.
She said you both show.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Do you have a knife? I only have 30 seconds. Get the fuck over here. Please, please, please. Please. You're gonna take it out.
Oh my god.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know how to do that.
I do. One incision. That's all it is. You should have tied the cord.
What the fuck is she supposed to do with the baby? Ugh.
And not just any baby, but like a preemie too.
Which way?
Transfers.
What? I don't know what that means.
Tell me what that means.
Oh.
Is it out?
Just tell her it is.
Ellie!
Jesse, you don't know what happened.
Oh, thank God.
The park is no-go, so we stick to the south on our way out of town. Not a good idea to move her in this weather, so get the horses at first light, don't look back. Hey, you know, they were part of it too. They made their choices. That's all there is to it.
You made yours.
Exactly.
Abby gets to live.
Yeah. Are you able to make your peace with that?
Guess I'll have to.
She gets to live like you got to live, and you took some people that she loved,
I'm gonna start packing the duffels.
even though you didn't want to take their lives.
Thank you for coming back.
Maybe I didn't want to. Maybe Tommy made me.
Did he?
No, because Jesse's a good guy.
No.
Because you're a good person.
Yeah. But also, the thought did occur. If I were out there somewhere, lost and in trouble, you would set the world on fire to save me.
That is true as well.
I would.
No. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Stand up. Stand up! Hands in the air or I shoot this one too. Shut the fuck up! Stop! Stop!
You fucking people.
He killed my friend.
No, I did. I was looking for you. I didn't mean to hurt them. I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me. I'm the one that you want. Just let him go.
I let you live. I let you live.
What life?
And you wasted it.
Is this where they roll the credits?
Okay.
You up?
Well, yeah, now.
Cool. All right, come on. Isaac wants to talk to us.
Just let me wake up. I'll be there in 5 minutes.
All right. It's your funeral if you make him wait.
Man, that looks like straight out of the game.
I know. I was like, this. I'm like controlling it, right? Like,
Same ankle and everything. Show the stadium and then
I
fade to
show
black.
the room. Yep.
Yeah. Seattle, day one. They ain't ended exactly where I thought they were going to end it, but like they showed maybe an extra 30 seconds more than I thought they were going to show.
Yeah.
Which I am still very curious on how people that haven't played the game are going to react to that. That finale. Man, a lot of good stuff to unpack here. But something before I forget. So back in the episode, I think it was episode 2, maybe episode 3, where they were having the like council on what to do, whether or not to go and whatnot. And I don't want to give anything away because I didn't want to, like, you know, for those that hadn't seen it, I wanted to say that like Tommy was going to go after her. Because in the game, Tommy actually goes before her, and Tommy leaves. Like, you know, he's like, okay, you know, we'll just go. Like, give me a day, like, to talk to my wife and like, you know, sort some things out, and then we'll leave tomorrow or whatever. And then he leaves without her. And in this one, you kind of like you understand why. And this one, they explain it a little bit more, like with the scene with him and the therapist at the ballpark. He doesn't want her to turn into what, you know, Joel and Tommy had to turn into to do stuff. I thought at the council, the meeting, because we now learned that Jesse voted no. I thought it was going to be Ellie was going to lose by 1 vote, and that we were going to find out that Tommy was that 1 vote to keep her there, and that he was going to go after Joel, the killer, after Abby himself. It's not ended what happening. I think they did it better this way. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out because I'm just like, I remember, like, didn't want to say anything at the time because I didn't want to ruin anything for anybody that might have not seen all the whole season yet. But yeah,
I think what's going to stick with me from this episode, which I think was a fantastic addition. Again, like the additions that they have put in the TV show to the main storyline that was in the game. Mm-hmm. I've loved them, every one of them so far. But the thing that I'm going to take away from this is Ellie versus Jesse's conversation about what it means to be a good person. And then sort of the like, if that was like a musical number, the reprise of that, which was in the theater. One, because like right after that scene, I let out a big exhale. And then shortly after that, I heard you do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's when you can tell that like they've written a really good scene, is when the tension is such that like you kind of don't even realize you're holding your breath. But like as soon as it's over, you need to like, and those actors achieved it flawlessly. And what I love about it is that's the kind of scene that you watch that makes you think, okay, what defines a good person? I think especially in society nowadays, we're so quick to put a definition on exactly what that is and how it has to fit. You have to fit into a certain box to be considered a good person. And if you fall outside of that box, you are now no longer a good person. You might never be welcomed back in the box of good people. So I love how, Jesse he's a good leader, selfless, and he sees a big picture, all of which is very admirable and what you need in a leader. Albeit, he might have been really happy with that girl who was going on to Mexico, and he never got that chance. He never got to experience what Dina and Ellie are experiencing because he decided to put others ahead of himself. I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that's the choice he made. Ellie, on the flip side of that, will literally burn the world to the ground to protect the people she loves or to avenge them. Yeah, selfish. Absolutely. She would have let Jackson burn to avenge Joel. That's fine by her measure because Joel was her community. Jackson's not, Joel was. Again, I'm not saying like good person or bad person there. There's not a judgment call on that, but that is like, those are two diametrically opposed philosophies on what makes a good person. And I love how at the end of this, right before they rush out of the theater, they do kind of see that eye to eye that like, yeah, we might be philosophically really different and we can also both be good people.
Yeah.
And that, I love that message.
Yeah, that was my favorite part about it as well. That story that they added with Jesse was not in the game. That was really good. And the fact of, Jesse believes not like in his community and the sum is greater than the parts. And you do what's better for everybody versus a few people. It's not just that he does it better, like what's better for him. It's not that like he just puts others in front of himself and his own needs. He puts like others in front of other people's needs too. It's just like, okay, well, this will serve the greater people more doing X than it would Y. So that is how he bases his judgment and calculations. And Ellie is more just about like, the people that are close to me, I will do whatever is right for them. And it doesn't matter about anybody else.
Well, in the sense of right and wrong, because that kid that was getting attacked, like she doesn't know that kid.
Exactly.
But she has that incredibly strong moral compass of right and wrong. And it is, in her book, it is a black and white topic.
Yeah.
And beating up a kid, bad. Something to stop. I don't disagree with her. Yeah. But Jesse's also right. Going and getting yourself killed, not going to help the kid.
Yeah. Well, and it's not, and it's not going to help Dina and his baby. And like, he's got other things to consider there. And yeah. And so like, do I think that makes Jesse a bad person for doing that? No, but I can see Ellie's point where it's just like, what is right? What is wrong? And it's just like, so up to the, I don't know, eyes of the beholder in a lot of things. I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we can agree on that are right and wrong. But like in that moment, would it not have just been right to try to save a life? Isn't that what's right? Is try to save it, but, and so in that sense, like, but like, I think that I don't want to say Joel did is right. I understand what Joel did as well. I'm like, everyone, like, not everyone. A lot of people paint Joel as, say, like, Joel's the villain of The Last of Us because of what he did and condemning, like, the world. And it's like, okay, I get that side as well. But yeah, so, like, I like how they dealt with it in different ways in this, right and wrong. And, like you said, like, who's to judge what is right and wrong?
Yeah, I mean, on a moral side, and I think also, like, I don't know, the way that I say we collectively, because I think this was a common lesson for kids, was if you see somebody being bullied and do nothing, you are as bad as the bully. So like kind of expanding that outwards for what Ellie was saying in terms of like you're seeing a kid getting beaten up and you're doing nothing about it, you're as bad as the kid's beating him. From like her moral standpoint of right and wrong, I agree. I think morally she is right. This was a bad thing. Morally we should stop it. Agreed. being reckless to stop it, getting Jesse killed. Well, now that's wrong too.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like how there's the the narrow picture
Mm-hmm.
and there's the big picture. And we see Ellie is the narrow picture. She is so tunnel visioned. Like she gets caught by the scars, is strung up, is going to be gutted. And her reaction to it is to hop right back in that boat and head to the aquarium. Like it was like a detour on her mission, but it did not actually stop the mission. It had zero other impacts. It didn't make her think twice or think about going back. Nope. She's very tunnel visioned.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesse is much more broad in his outlook, which is why, yeah, he should take over for Maria. Yeah, he would have been a great leader because he has the ability to think in terms of like the broader picture and really go for it. And
I don't think it's just about thinking about the broader picture and everything. I think it's also just about taking his emotions out of the equation, which is really tough to do. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's both. I think like I kind of wish there were more people in leadership like Jesse, you know, where it isn't all about me and self-interest and what I want or gamemanship, but it really is about like what is truly best for the most people who are looking up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do believe Jesse would do that every time. And what I also mean by broader picture is also like he thinks of himself as a part of a large community. Ellie thinks of herself as a part of a tiny community. Her community is her immediate family, her one other person. Now it's okay, her and Dina and Jesse and Tommy, but like it was her and Joel, as she said. And like when you just care about like that little amount, I think it can ultimately be dangerous because there's a lot of stuff there's a lot you'd be willing to sacrifice outside of that community if that's the only community you care about.
I also like how they handled the Mel and Owen scene. It's different than it was in the game, just a little bit, but that little bit of changes a lot because in the game, like, you know, Mel does go over there and shows him something, and then like Owen makes a move just to shoot Owen, and then like Mel goes and like attacks Ellie, and like there's a struggle for the gun, and Ellie accidentally and the gun goes off, and Ellie shoots her, and so like it's just like there's a little bit of a grayer area of whether or not like, you know, how intent Ellie was on like if she really was gonna let him live, and just walk away, and yeah, and also I mean I guess Owen just like the lack of confidence he has, just like I let you live, and it's just it kind of like, I don't know, the moral superiority complex of, all right, well, she's definitely going to kill us. She's not going to let him live, even though I let her live, because she tracked us down all this way, just like we tracked Joel all the way down. But we only went to kill Joel. And so if she's only trying to just kill Abby, why wouldn't I give her the benefit of the doubt? It's like he thinks less of everybody and greater of himself. And like, you know, propping himself up and just like say, hey, I let you live. Like I'm again, who's a good person? Like I'm a good person. You're not a good person.
So I try and kill you because
yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're going to let us live.
And so he makes the first move, and so Ellie shoots him. And I like the fact that like it grazed her neck and then ended up killing her. And so very clearly, Ellie did not mean to kill Mel. So I thought that was just an important distinction because, again, like in some of the comments in our playthrough or whatever was like, oh, Ellie's body count, and like, you know, Abby just killed Joel. I was like, well, I mean, Abby's got a high body count as well for like all the
being a soldier
and whatnot. I mean, and it was hinted at that she was part of like, well, I don't want to get into, we'll talk about that more
after season 3.
Yeah, and Abby's thing in season 3. But it's hinted at that she's done more than that too. And so, but like I'm just like, and Ellie's body count, like, you know, because people were like, oh, some people said, oh, well, she killed a lot of people that weren't actually like involved in the whole Jackson thing. That's a gameplay. That's not necessarily canon. So I'm glad they're showing more of a canon thing. Like so far, there's only really 2 people she killed that weren't a part of Jackson, and that was because like they were trapped and trying to escape. Like it's not like she was going on this like, because in the game you're going on, you can try to be stealthy and get away, but like in our playthrough we killed freaking everybody.
Yeah, we don't do stealth.
We did a short where that I hated stealth, and I just started executing a bunch of people, and it's like, yeah, I mean, because it's a game, you know. It's a little different when it's real life, and she's freaking not Rambo, and like, you know, you see how many people she like. So you saw here that she really wasn't trying to kill anybody else other than Abby, and I think the Nora scene, like how they handled the aftermath of that was really good.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up because that's definitely, I think that was a pivotal moment in this, because after the last episode, I was like, God, how are they gonna there are a couple of things between the last episode and this one that as I was sitting here, I was just thinking like, how does that not change you? Like to the core of your person? One, brutally beating someone. And then two, being asked to cut a child out of a woman you just killed. Like seeing...
Accidentally killed.
True, but you did it.
Yeah.
I mean, Bella Ramsey is such a freaking amazing actress because those two scenes and seeing the effect that they have on her is brilliantly executed. I mean, the aggression that she shows when she's going after Nora, to the aftermath scene in this episode where like there's almost a steeliness to her face as she's talking about what she did. And then revealing to Dina that like, well, this is what Joel did and I knew that. Didn't know all of it, didn't know that was related to these people, but I knew what he'd done with the hospital. And then to Mel, and like you see the progression of like the cost of her vengeance. How many things is she going to be asked to do, and when is it going to be too much? Because at some point you feel like it's got to be too much. You killed someone who could have been, that could have been Dina. That has to be going through your head.
Yeah.
And she's there telling you, I've only got 30 seconds before I bleed out. You have to cut the baby out. I don't even know how. That blows my mind. Just to even consider being in that position.
And also, like, I mean, like, in the game, it's like after the Nora scene, like, cuts back and like she's like hyperventilating, and you can tell like she really had a tough time sort of grappling with what she was able to do. Whereas this one, that was kind of like she talks about how easy it was and how like she's just in shock about what she did and that she didn't like struggle doing it.
The awareness that it should have been harder.
Yeah. So I thought that was very it was just handled very well, and it was like it was surprising. And because I think that helps speak more to like she understands, like at that moment I think she understands a little bit more about Abby when she was doing that to Joel. Because we talked about how like just that's like so brutal to do that to somebody, and just how horrific and like what kind of mindset like you have to be in, like how we didn't think that we could like do that to someone, even if like put in the same position of this person killed our father, or like just don't think I'd be able to do that. But so I like that they added this in there, because it's like, okay, Ellie's even recognizing like we wouldn't think Ellie would be able to do that as well. She's a little bit more hardcore in this one, I think, than she is in the game, though.
Yeah.
She's a little bit just Bella Ramsey gives her a little bit more edge and a little bit more strength than in the game. Not that like Ellie's like super weak in the game or anything like that, but she just seems a little bit more vulnerable. But yeah, so like the fact like I didn't think it would be as easy as it was, and like until you're in that situation, until like you don't know what you're capable of. I think was it in the last of us we talked about, because like there's a lot of themes that in the different stuff that we watch. Basically, we're all capable of good and we're all capable of evil. And yeah, the capacity, you don't know how much capacity you have for either really until you're in a situation, and like you shouldn't judge too harshly those that have committed evil or like committed wrongs. Evil's a little strong. I mean, I think can't let everyone off the hook.
Killing dogs is evil, and those people should die. I'm not gonna let them off the hook. I'm gonna say like
no, you don't that die. You don't believe? I don't believe the death penalty. Do you believe the death penalty?
No, but if they get hit by a bus, I'm not gonna cry about it.
That's different. It's different. It's different.
They should die. I didn't specify how. I just, I think nature's karma should do what it does best sometimes.
Okay. All right.
I will draw evil at that line. But no, I mean, I think shows like this are fascinating to watch. The game is fascinating to play because it sparks such conversation. And it's like, we sit here and we do judge the characters and we do talk about what we think we would be capable of. But to what you were just saying, the reality is none of us know until we truly walk in those shoes and get put in that position.
Yeah. Because
any of us, under the right circumstances,
or the wrong circumstances,
could do any of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a scary thought, depressing thought, but yeah, the show does a good job showing that in different ways. I think so. Like, yeah, that was a really good scene. I liked how they dealt with it more in the show than in the game.
So the scars. Little psychotic child prophet there.
That was weird. I mean, putting that in there, it felt unnecessary. Because I'm like, how does she get out of this? And then there's explosions going on in the background, and they just leave her. I'm like, why? Again, I think it's just to tease up what's happening. Maybe to let people know that I played the game, that like, don't worry, like we're not skipping over this part. This part's coming. But like, I think you kind of know. I mean, I thought they were going to end it. I thought the last line was going to be "you fucking people," because that's what Abby says in the game. And I think she says it though later on, like in that same theater, but I think like a different point. But so I thought that's how they're gonna end it, but they ended up showing her in the stadium as well. So I think that okay, they gave us a little bit more to let people know Abby's story is coming up next. Now we're gonna go through Abby's story, and then they're gonna converge, and
yeah. It in my brain, I don't think I remembered exactly what the events were of like day 1, verse 2, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
So starting to deal with the island this early came as a surprise to me. I'm kind of wondering from the game if they are genuinely sticking to the accurate timeline, or if they've kind of played with it a little bit for the sake of the television narrative. I don't know in my brain right now. I can't really figure it out in my memory if it's exactly in sequential order or not. Some of you might know, and if you can communicate it to us without spoilers, go for it. But yeah, the Ellie with the scars was, I don't entirely know what that was. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be curious. I assume the purpose of it will become more apparent later on. Maybe just to tease something, although I don't know, the tease felt a little bit, then it feels a little forced if it's just for that. Like I feel like there needs to be another piece of it beyond that. I just don't know what that is. At first I was a little afraid that they were doing a role reversal for what we think they're teasing, and I was like, they can't. That would really kind of alter some things. Yeah. But I trust that that's not what they were doing.
I will say that, like, all in all, I think Jesse is like the best in this show. Like the best. Like, as far as he's a good guy. Like, I don't necessarily like agree maybe with his stance. I don't think I would do everything the same way that he does it. I think I'm a little bit closer aligned with Ellie. Like, I don't think like as much like all the way. I don't think you have to be on one side or the other, like, there's a spectrum and everything like that. I think I'd lean more towards Ellie, but like I do respect Jesse a lot, and like, I mean, he is very selfless and always does try to do what he thinks is right. Like, I haven't really, like, he might do some things maybe that you could argue is the wrong thing to do. Like I said, like back to that kid, you can argue whether or not that's the right thing to do or wrong thing to do. I mean, like, there's so much that goes into it, showing that it's not just black and white. There's a gray area. But I just don't think he's like malicious in any way. Like, I just can't see him doing a really bad, like, I couldn't see him torturing. I know that, like, he's like, we just talked about how like anyone's capable of it, but I don't know. I just don't see Jesse capable of it.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe if someone like did something that's to like his kid, his baby or something like that. Once you find that kind of love, I think they also showed kind of how Jesse really never formed a bond with one single person. It was for 2 weeks that he formed that bond. Because he said that, like, he's like, well, why'd you stay? It's like, well, Jackson, raised me. Like, he didn't name any one person. He didn't name even a couple of people. It was the town and the community itself that he felt beholden to, and that was his person. Was the community was his person, just like Joel was, the whole community for her whole world was for Joel. But yeah, like, I mean, this shows that, like, he even says that he doesn't really love Dina the way that Ellie does. So I think that was interesting too. Is that, like, yeah, like, I mean, Jesse just doesn't have those kind of bonds, so it's a little bit tougher to understand what Ellie's going through, and like, it's easier to see her as being selfish because, like, I mean, Dina kind of talked about it more, where she talked about her family and what happened to them and how she was like on board. She said it didn't matter what Joel did, but when she found out what Joel did, it kind of mattered to her. Do you think it was more towards that, like, it mattered to her what Joel did, and she's like, oh, okay, this needs to stop? Or do you think it was more the fact of like what Ellie did and like her torturing someone, being like, I don't like what this is doing to you, like, we need to go? Or is it just like, this is too much and this shit's crazy, we need to leave?
I think I feel like it's mostly the last part. I feel like Dina, so like, if Jesse and Ellie are the spectrum,
yeah,
Dina falls somewhere healthily in the middle, I think. And so I think, like, as she learned what had driven them to this point, like, before she had 50% of the story, what drove us to this point was Abby killed Joel. Abby and this terrible group of people came in and killed one of ours, and there's nothing I wouldn't do if it was my family. to have retribution.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now she just found out that that's exactly what Abby is doing.
Mm-hmm.
Someone came into Abby's house and took Abby's family.
Yeah.
And so I think Dina has like the ability to now all of a sudden see like, this is something that won't ever stop if we don't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And, the cost is getting too high now. Like, she has now been shot. Ellie has been beaten up and tortured someone.
They brought Jesse and Tommy into it now too.
There's a baby on the way.
Yeah.
Like, there is just, if Ellie was a lone wolf with no connection to a town who wanted to go after Abby and kill everyone for the rest of her days, the cost would come to Ellie and the people she went after.
Mm-hmm.
But Ellie now is part of a family, whether she likes it or not. And so this revenge mission is pulling people into it and coming at a cost well beyond herself.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Dina can see. And Dina's aware the cost could be my life. Well, maybe I've signed up for that, but now there's a baby and I can't do that. Like, as she said, I can't die. Jesse said, I can't die. Like, they have a very strong awareness of like, there's something bigger beyond me now.
Yeah. And, they try to do the different parallels between the groups, like, Dina and Mel, and I think they're trying to do an Owen and Jesse thing, but
No.
Jesse's way better than Owen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
More of that to be seen, I'm sure, in season 3. But
Yeah, for sure.
Jesse and Owen are not the same in my book.
No. Yeah.
Overall, from having played the game, and I know that the game part 2 was controversial as a game, we enjoyed the journey
Mhm.
In a lot of ways because it did prompt discussions between us. It made us think. I thought it was an interesting way to explore the narrative of vengeance.
And it changed our perspective. The game did an effective job changing your perspective from when it happens to Joel to the end of the game. Our views are,
taking you on an emotional roller coaster.
our emotions change. So
Yeah.
I thought it was really good that they did that. I didn't think that was possible.
So we didn't come to this as like, oh my God, it was the best game ever created, or oh, it was the worst game ever created. We know that it kind of was a polarizing game and sometimes had that effect on people.
Mm-hmm.
We came in as like, hey, we just really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
And it was a cool narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I do think they're handling the television show well for those who know the story.
Yeah.
And I think with the additions that they're putting in there are really strengthening the characters and the narrative.
Yeah.
So all in all, I'm very satisfied with Last of Us Season 2. I mean, I'd love it if it was longer and like it didn't end here naturally, but I'm satisfied with it. I imagine if you don't know the story, this was probably a really rough ending. What about you? How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I think you summed it up perfectly. I feel pretty much the same way. I'm enjoying it. I like the extra stuff that it's adding to it, and I don't think they've taken any like big divergences for anything outside of the whole Ellie going and getting captured, everything like that. That was the only part where I'm just like, this is super fucking weird. Like, I don't even know why this is why did you even put this in here? Like everything else, I thought I'm like, okay, that's cool that they added that little bit, or they like changed this scene just a little bit, but like it still got across the same message. Like the Mel and Owen scene, like they changed it like just enough that I thought it actually kind of improved that scene and showed that Ellie really wasn't trying to kill either of them. And so looking forward to season 3. I hope it comes out sooner than season 2, and I think they kind of need it to happen before the gap between season 1 and season 2. And I'll just be interested to see how the reception is to this from those who haven't played the game.
Yeah, so tell us what you all thought.
I think most people like that check out our channel have seen the game because we're putting this on our gaming channel as well. So I think most people have probably played the game and know what's going to happen. But yeah, if you haven't for some reason played the game, I mean, there's many reasons why you probably haven't played the game. But if you haven't played the game, then let us know what your thoughts were about how this ended. I'd be very curious.
Even if you have played it, I mean, you may not agree with our assessment.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. If you play the game, then I don't give a shit about your opinion.
I'm just saying, like, to the people who haven't played the game, we are exceptionally interested because your experience will likely be so different than ours. But even if you have played the game, we welcome your thoughts.
Everybody that watches is stuck with us up to this point. Leave a comment and let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
And thanks so much for watching our reaction for The Last of Us, but just keep in mind
that our reaction is definitely not definitive.